Welcome to the wealthiest country in the world, and that place is Luxembourg. A country that may be small, but has an economy unlike any other. Luxembourg holds the highest GDP per capita in the entire world, being over $125,000. With all of this wealth and business pouring into this country, everywhere you turn, this place just looks like a modern fairy tale. And after only exploring this little country for the past 24 hours, I'm excited to share with you guys more on what makes Luxembourg the world's most wealthiest country. So after a quick 2-hour train ride from Paris, we made it here to Luxembourg. And Luxembourg is a country that I've always been so fascinated by. It's one of the smallest countries in the world, as well as the wealthiest. So over the course of the next 24 hours, Chris and myself are here to uncover what else this country has to offer. Now, supposedly, all of the public transport in this country is entirely free. Not exactly sure if that's correct, but we got the information right here. Let's see if this is actually true. Hello, how you doing? Question is, can you just get on the buses and trains? It's entirely free? Wow.
As long as you don't cross the border.
As long as you don't cross the border. Okay, thank you so much.
Very cool. Cheers.
Wow. That is insane. So that confirms it. One of the workers just said that Luxembourg is one of the first and only countries in the entire world where public transit is free.
So not only is it because of the taxes that they pay here, but I believe that Luxembourg wanted to set an example on just providing free transportation that is more efficient and better for the environment. So even though they are a small country, they're setting the example.
Yeah, so Luxembourg's pretty much like that little brother that's trying to do out all of the other bigger brothers. Well, that was the cleanest and cheapest tram I've ever been on. So the first thing that I'm noticing about Luxembourg is that there are a lot of luxurious stores. Sorry guys. So my plan was originally to come here to Luxembourg to do one of my $100 challenge series videos here, but after looking up the prices of hotels, it just did not seem possible at all. But one thing, a part of that series that I like to do is showcase how much a Big Mac is in different countries around the world. And here in Luxembourg, we just checked, and it is €8.95 for a Big Mac. That's more expensive than Switzerland, New York City, everywhere that I've been so far. That's the most expensive Big Mac. Guys, I don't mean to do so much McDonald's content, but even the workers inside were some of the nicest, friendliest, well put together restaurant employees that I've seen. And then even out here in the courtyard, they have this awesome seating for the McDonald's. Feels way more like a restaurant than just the American fast food establishment. So we just made it here to the Grand Palace where His Royal Highness Grand Duke Henry resides. Luxembourg is the only country in the world that still has a Grand Duke. There's no king or queen, just Your Royal Highness Henry. And also Grand Duke Henry is actually a billionaire worth $4 billion. So Grand Duke Henry, if you're watching this, hit me up. Let's do a collab. We're always looking for billionaires to get on the channel. If you are coming here to Luxembourg, you do really only need a day or two to see the entire country, since everything is all within just a couple blocks away. We just came from the center of the city where all the restaurants are, walked for about 3 minutes, and now we're here at this incredible viewpoint. This is also deemed Europe's most beautiful balcony.
It's very picturesque. You just got like these amazing stone walls, the countryside, this like amazing church right here. This is worth coming out just to see this. It's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely concur. So I really wanted to understand Luxembourg as much as possible. So I figured what better way than to reach out on Instagram, try and find some people who live here to explain what life is like living here in the wealthiest country in the world. So right now we are on our way to meet up with a girl named Marina who lives here in Luxembourg to explain what life here is all about.
Yes, hi.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So we just sat down, we got some beers, and we were about to order, and Marina was explaining to us the items on the menu for some traditional Luxembourgish food. What were some of the things that were on here?
So you've got the Feierstein-Salat, which is a salad that's made purely of boiled beef.
So there's no greenery or anything?
No, there's no leaves. There's not a single leaf in this salad. It's just like a bunch of boiled beef chopped up.
That's so deceiving.
And mixed with mayo. And then you've got the horse steak, which is really famous and popular. But the best, I think, that people like to get is the baby cow's head. So that's called tête de veau. And you've also got sliced pork neck, and that's always served with broad beans and potatoes.
Wow. I heard about that. Yeah, I'm kind of drawn between the beef salad, that's not actually salad, and the baby cow's head, I guess. Bon appetit. So we are about to eat our Lux food, and also Marina has been explaining to us more about Luxembourg and how many languages they speak here, more about the culture, and I think that was the thing that fascinated me the most. So what do people speak here?
So they speak Luxembourgish, which is a dialect, and it sounds like German with a bit of French. And they speak French, and they speak German, and then the fourth language is English. So that's most people. That's like a normal thing for everyone, a standard.
Learned something new today. I had no idea that Luxembourgish was a language. Also, I wanted to know, for someone like yourself who's lived here for the past 7 years, do you feel like you're living in the wealthiest country in the world? Do you notice it, or to you is this just normal life?
So there's a few things that you notice. For example, public transport is completely free. It's a really safe country to live in, so you do feel like you're in a wealthy country. But one of the main reasons why it's so wealthy is because a lot of companies come here because the tax benefits are pretty good here. So they come here and they set up shop here, and they don't necessarily operate here, but they will have an address here.
Again, they don't necessarily have their full-on offices here, but they might have a P.O. box or some type of address where their mail goes to, and they get to reap all the Lux tax benefits. So we just stopped at Louis. Marina said that this is a great pastry shop. These are some French cookies, cupcakes. What is this?
This is a choux.
This is choux?
So like puff cream.
Puff cream.
Exactly.
A choux.
So do you know the éclair? The pastry.
Éclair.
This is the same thing.
Okay. Éclair. It does look kind of like a cookie with like a beret, so it's like a French cookie. Whoa. Was not expecting that. The flavor on that is insane.
Really?
You gotta open up a shop in New York.
Yes.
Wow. Well, we'll see you in New York when you open up your next location.
Good. Perfect.
Marina, just wanted to thank you so much for showing us around Luxembourg and showing us some of the delicious and unique meals that Luxembourg has to offer. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, it was a pleasure. I'm so glad you like Luxembourg, and you came on the best day ever. Look at the sun.
Super cool meeting up with Marina and learning more about Luxembourg. There was so much that I didn't know with the tax haven and things with the government and how many people live in this country. Since Marina said how more than half of the population commutes here during the work week to work in Luxembourg, since their headquarters is here. There's companies like JP Morgan and Amazon where their European headquarters is here in Luxembourg. But typically the people who work there may live in France or Belgium and just commute here during the week. So more than 50% of the population are expats. So many unique things about this country. Marina was also saying how behind me over here is the business district, which is the new part of the city, and over where we are now, this is the old town. So I was so curious to see what my hotel room was gonna look like, since the hotel only costs 220 euros per night. And I say only because that was the cheapest option for this weekend that we were coming here. And we just checked in right now, and I must say, I am thoroughly impressed. This is actually seems worth the money. For a city like Luxembourg that is so wealthy and expensive, this seems like a pretty good deal. It's called Grand Hotel Cravat. Definitely recommend. And check out this view. Now, another unique thing about Luxembourg is to get up the top of this mountain right here, you actually have to take a glass elevator all the way up. Look at this. You ever been to a country where there's so many free things to do?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this is pretty absurd.
In New York City, they have an air tax. Every time you, 50 cents, down the drain.
I don't know whose jokes are worse, mine or yours.
It's not supposed to be a joke, it's supposed to be relatable.
So there's only about 500,000 people that live here in Luxembourg. And on the weekends, like it is today, only about 250,000, since half of the population does commute in during the week for work. But we still have a lot of people, surprisingly, who watch the channel that live here in Luxembourg. And we have someone who is on their way right now. I think that's him right there. What's up, man?
Yeah,
How you doing?
very good, and you?
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, what brings you to Luxembourg?
Dude, this is the coolest country I think I've been to. It's so unique, there's so much to do, and it's beautiful.
How do you think about public transport for free?
It's free, like everything here is free and like so clean and nice and easy to get around. It's small, convenient, like
Yeah.
there's only good things to say about this place.
The thing is that when it's not free, it's very expensive.
So Javi, what made you move to Luxembourg? He just said that he's from Spain. How long have you been living here?
Since September.
Since September. And what made you move here to Luxembourg?
Well, there's actually many Spaniards coming here to Luxembourg. It's also because here you find a job very easy compared to Spain. Salaries are good.
Where are you working now?
On EY. I'm an accountant.
So you work at Ernst & Young and they have a headquarters here, an office?
Yeah, they have a big office here. So it's interesting to see how this is like a very small town, and then it's like two stops in tram, and you can get there and see like very big city, skyscrapers and all this stuff.
Do you feel like with Luxembourg being one of the wealthiest countries in the world that a lot of people who do live here have a lot of money? Do you see that on a day-to-day basis? I read that there's like 25% of people here are millionaires.
Well, you definitely see a lot of money.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, you just have to compare like the cars that you see here with anywhere else in the world, and it's crazy. Also, houses here are like very expensive. I live here like in a small flat, and it's probably the most expensive house that I live in. You definitely see like people with a lot of money in here. So it's very interesting.
So for dinner, we ended up not getting traditional Luxembourgish food. I think for lunch, that was enough for today. So we ended up going to get some burgers at a place called Snooze. Really delicious burgers, and also actually quite affordable. The burger was 16 euro, and then a beer was only 3 euro and 50 cents.
I've got to jump in here and say that it was Luxembourg food because it was Luxemburgers. See, that was funny. That was funny. Tell me it was.
Chris just got the dad jokes today. With only 24 hours of being in Luxembourg, I can truly see why it's the wealthiest country in the world. From their landscapes and buildings that look straight out of a movie, their way of life, and the benefits of being a citizen or running a business here. I can understand why people from all over the world are coming to this country, not only to work here, but to live life here as well. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see me explore more unique countries across the world, be sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button since it truly helps me out a lot. See you next week.